Okie dokie. Now, Bitcoin hit my break even yesterday. So yesterday would be this one, hit break even. Uh, Reason being that looks like there was nothing significant over here. What's significant is up here, and today's tradable bounces from a 4-hour order block here down in 1 hour order block up. So I'm looking for it to at least take out this high. Okay. Now this is again it has something to do with the liquidity thing, right? So how can I put this? We will be speaking about number one, the changes in the state of delivery. It's more of an understanding. Okay, it's more of an understanding. And number two, we will be speaking about uh, shifts in market structure, right? And compare that with breaks in market structure. Again, it's an understanding. Yeah, and then the liquidity thing we'll speak about later, right? So now, when we look at a change in state of delivery, okay, your I'll do it with an example because it's hard to do it just theoretically. I'll show you some price action as well. You can see, right, at let's say this one over here, okay, here from I think this was day before yesterday. Is it day before yesterday? Yes, it was day before yesterday. So you can see over here, right? Price, of course, it reacted from something. So now, if you look at what it reacted from, is of course a 4-hour fair value gap or something, right? So we have that. Now, yes, it gives you a tradable bounce, but it does not necessarily have to give you boom expansion down. Okay, not necessarily because you need to have context. Okay, now Bitcoin, of course, there's nothing to the left side, right? I mean the most approximately there's nothing to the left side. It's all the way 1 or 2 months ago. So keeping that in mind, okay, keeping that in mind, when you don't see anything on the 4-hour chart on the left side, you look at the daily. Now, if you look at the daily, can you see over here? There's nothing, right? So from 2 days ago, which was this one, two, this candle over here. If you look at where it went to, right here, right? Small redelivered rebalance. It just touched it and then dropped. Now, just because it touched it doesn't mean that it needs to drop all the way down because this this is considered efficient price action, right? So it's considered efficient price action. Therefore, there's no reason for price to seek sell side liquidity all the way down in discount. So, what is the portion of price action that you can expect price to at least go to here, right? Why? Because this here and this here, if this wick had not wicked into it, this is redelivered rebalance, meaning when price goes back up there, it's considered balanced. Now, what is the other obstacle, right? What's the other obstacle that you have within this particular piece of price action here on the daily chart? You have this here, this here. This small portion here is inefficient price action. Okay, it's inefficient price action. Therefore, it's redelivered rebalance. So if price goes all the way here, you can expect small selling opportunity, like those like the intraday ones that have been happening all these days. Okay, and then once it goes to the highest, we can expect price to at least drop all the way down here. Why? Because you have equal lows, you have low resistance liquidity, and you have a strong low here, right? So it could drop all the way down because this here, sorry, this over here, this low and this low forming trend line liquidity, it could fall all the way down. And I would say that yes, it would fall all the way down. But if you want to, take a sell, get out of it, take a buy, get out of it, get a sell, and then ride that sell all the way down, then that's a possibility. That is a possibility. Okay. Now moving on to what's important for this session. I believe I was on this time frame. Yes, over here, right? When you see a reaction from a PDRA, right? That is a change in the state of delivery. This down move here, it's a change in the state of delivery, and it's confirmed from here. Okay, the change in the state of delivery is confirmed at this point. My bad, at this point, right here at the body of the bullish candle, the bullish run. Okay, at this point you have a change in the state of delivery from bullish to bearish. Okay, from bullish to bearish, and you want to then look at, what are my targets for this bearish run. You have equal lows here, relative equal lows rather, over here. There you have
it's 9 o'clock.
Okay, you have relative equal lows, and then you have relative equal lows here as well. Now if you are looking at this from a pure from a inducement standpoint, right? If you're looking at it from an inducement standpoint, you have stop hunt, higher, price breaks market structure, creating liquidity, breaks market structure, goes into a PD array, creating liquidity. So then you have this, right? So if you look at your inducement templates, it's basically that. So trend line, liquidity, and price goes higher. Okay, now I'm going to come back to the same example for the last thing that we're going to speak about, but for now just bear with me on the change in state of delivery. Okay, now this is the part in which there was a change in state of delivery. Now what you have to understand is, it's more of a understanding that, okay, I know that buy side delivery has ended for the time being, right? Buy side delivery has ended for the time being, and price is going to seek sell side inside of this bearish order flow. Okay, price is going to seek sell side inside of this bearish order flow, right? So how will price attempt to do that, to attack liquidity inside of this change in delivery? We understand that if price does this, right, and this portion here goes to a PD array, right, PD array, then this breaker is a high probable scenario. Here is a highly probable scenario, right? It fits the context, it fits inside of the context, right? So you want to be selling that. Now how could you have done it? So you can see that you have the breaker over here, right? And let me highlight it. I think highlighting will be better. So you have the breaker here, price goes, does it multiple times and then drops. Now this is a 15-minute chart, right? So we are interested in intraday price action. So you can use the same breaker and can set it off until this low. So you have, okay, I have no clue how to read Bitcoin's price. So you have thousand something. So I guess it's 100 pips maybe in terms of Bitcoin, 100 pips. So you have 100 pips, just that. Okay. Now the question is, if you know that there is a change in the state of delivery, how are you going to approach it? For instance, okay, I see that there is a change in the state of delivery. Okay, that's fine. Now how did that change in the state of delivery occur? Will it just occur from anywhere and everywhere? No, you want to see change in the state of delivery occur at a PD array. It can be 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, 15-minute, anything, right? But you have to understand that obviously different time frames have different magnitudes of reactions. So if you know when there will be a change in the state of delivery, judging by how price is reacting, then that is how you can capture moves up, down, up, down. Okay, now, but you have to think of it like this. Yes, you can capture, let's call it intraday mastery, right? So I'll call it IM, no, INM, right? So INM, and you have context. Now, yes, you can capture trades left and right, up and down, profitably, but you have to do it within this. Now, the context for Bitcoin is there is nothing to the left-hand side, therefore, its movement is inside to go inside of deeper premium. Right? Its movement is just to go inside of deeper premium. Therefore, any selling that we do, right? Any selling that we do, now this is something for the notes. Any selling that we do stays inside of the current dealing range. Okay, any selling that we do occurs inside of the current dealing range, and price tends to not go outside of the dealing range until it has met its draw on liquidity. Okay, until it has met its draw on liquidity. So we know the draw on liquidity on Bitcoin is up. Um, okay, so this is possible only if you know this. Then let's move to the 5 minute. Now look at this. Now let's assume that we did this in the Q zone timing. So okay, so Q zone timing was here. Then we want to see the breaker form. Okay, breaker has formed as you saw price go down, and here. Now you see uh, the 15-minute chart showed the change in state of delivery to be over here, right? Here, this one over here. Then on the 5 minute chart, you can clearly see that the change in the state of delivery actually occurred over here. This bullish candle here. This is where the change in the state of delivery has occurred on the 5 minute chart. So this is how you can refine it. Yes, on the 15-minute chart, it was this portion here. But if you want to refine it, it's this portion. Because why? Because you have sell side delivery here. Then you had a big bulk of buy side delivery, right? So this here, right? Over here is your state of delivery. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not your change in the state of delivery. Price piercing this and going lower makes this portion here a change in the state of delivery, right? We are thinking of it from a theoretical standpoint as to what's exactly happening. We are shifting from buy side delivery to sell side delivery. So when we understand that we are shifting the type of delivery, right, then we can take part inside of we can take part in market moves inside of that particular state of delivery, right? So if the state of delivery went from bullish to bearish, then we want to be bearish. If it then goes from bearish to bullish, then we want to be bullish. So when the state switches like that, you want to be trading with that state of delivery. All right. So when you saw this, and when you understand that the context remains that yes, price is predetermined to go higher, but at this moment of time, we just want to attack liquidity. 50 bucks. No. It's not. It's not the same. How do you know where it starts? There are some down candles in the initial upside swing. You mean here? Here, you mean this part here? Where my mouse is? Where I said it started. You mean here? Ah, no. No. You're getting it wrong. Okay, you're getting it wrong. No, listen. This correct on the 15-minute chart. This is buy side. Yes, you can keep it here. Yes, you have this break over here to give you a range in which you can look for price reactions, right? Then you go to 5 minute. Now the 5 minute you can refine it, because on the 15 minute, although you saw it was bullish, making this the if price comes down, this is the point in which there was a change, right? On the 5 minute chart, it's more clear. On the 5 minute chart, you want to look at the bigger bodies, right? Because this over here doesn't give you much information, right? So the change in the state of delivery on the 5 minute chart is here, meaning when price crosses this point, this is where there was a change in the state of delivery from buy side to sell side, right? The change price reacts from a point of old order flow. So order flow here is what? Bullish. So if price has exceeded that point in which there was bullish order flow, then what does that mean? That means that for this particular portion of time, there was zero offers over here. No one was willing to buy or sell above this price, right? There no one was willing to buy or sell above this price. They wanted to sell, or the algorithm wanted to reprice lower from here, from a point of old order flow. Okay, So this is called a change in state of delivery. Don't think of it like, don't think that it's going to affect your trading in any ways. Just an understanding. Because when you understand it, then you know when exactly market is bullish, market is bearish, right? So this is something that will naturally come to you with practice. Okay, so, and don't worry, I'm going to go through more examples. So we have this here as your change in the state of delivery. Yeah, correct. Right, this here is your anchor point to check whether, when price goes down, that will be your last point of buy side delivery on the 5-minute chart. And so if price does not respect the 15-minute one, then what can you expect? Obviously you're going to expect something to happen from the lower time frame, right? So this is the one. Okay, this is the one. Now look here, price goes down. Okay, and then what happens? It stops at the point in which there was last buy side delivery here. And also it stops at where? It stops at the discount. It stops at the redelivered rebalance low here. Sorry if it's not straight. So, and we have this here. So this is fine. And then it reacts and goes lower. Right? Although it took some time, it goes lower. Now, if you then look at this now over here, price has done its job. See this? Now we have equal highs, obviously. Price goes. Now, did it take it out? Yes, it did. Now, over here, you want to see. Now, see, majority of the sell side delivery happened somewhere here, right? Over here. Okay, now I'm letting it play for you to figure it out. Now, see. Wait for price to break this high. Okay, broke. Like I said before I played it, majority of the sell side delivery happened over here, not these small ones. This one. This is what showed that okay, order flow is bearish, right? Order flow is bearish. Here, this one here. This was your what? Your last sell side delivery. That was a change in the state of delivery. This big candle over here, change in the state of delivery from what? From bearish to bullish. This shows you that. Now there needs to be context as well. Why is it moving up? For you to believe that this is a change in the state of delivery. The question is why, Sean, why is it moving up? Why do you think that it's a change in the state of delivery? That's the question. Because we had that underlying idea that we are operating within a dealing range. Price is bullish, and we will work inside of the dealing range and go higher. So what did price do? Takes our liquidity. So after it takes our liquidity, does it have any reason to stay here? No. Therefore, that's number one. If we see price exceeding bearish order flow, then we know that it's a change in the state of delivery. Okay. Then you have this one here. Okay, that's your point in which there's a change in the state of delivery, and that's where you buy, because anything below here, right? Anything below this point is simply not being offered. No one wants to buy, or no one wants to sell. Okay, no one wants to buy, no one wants to sell. So this is a change in the state of delivery. Okay, now let's play some more and see what else is there. Let's go to the Q zone timings. Yeah, so okay, I can see it over here. So 12, 1, 2. Okay, here. Right. Is this today's one? I think it's today's one. Okay. So today's one. Okay. So today's one, I was in a sale today from somewhere here. Okay. Now see. I took the sale somewhere. Can't remember. Damn it. That was a breaker scenario somewhere here. Okay, I took it over here. Okay. Now, and it was a pretty short one up until somewhere here, like a 1 hour trade. Okay. So over here now, yes, we came to 4 hour order block, consequent encroachment, all of that, but this is not something that is a valid PD array on the daily chart. Okay. And on the 4 hour chart, this order block, if you want, I can show you. This order block comes from a piece of price action where there is a low resistance signature. Here you go. Low resistance signature. Right? So basically relative equal highs. You know that we don't sell there, right? And we don't expect large moves from that point. So it's a temporary move. Okay, it's a temporary sell-off. Now, keeping that in mind, what I thought was, okay, I'm looking for the change in the state of delivery. That's what I'm looking for. Here. So essentially this was the one over here. And where is your change in state delivery? Here. Okay, here. Or you can say here, because this does not have much of a body, here. Okay, buy side delivery, price sells off. Now what's the context? Context is PD array, and if price shows us something, that means it's a change in the state of delivery. So it shows us that the whole order flow from here, right, is being overtaken by sell side delivery or bearish order flow, making this your last point of buy side delivery. Now I'm not taking this one because this is a has a big wick, right? So we'll take this one, the one that has some body here. Okay, this is your change in the state of delivery, right? So change in the state of delivery, right? So yeah, that, and price goes down, goes immediately in there, and then just drops off. Now my sell, of course, was somewhere here, inside here. Okay, yeah. So here you go. My take profit. If I said it was over here, then it must have been somewhere here. So it was somewhere over here, and then price came down, goes up. Just that. Now I sold somewhere here, took profit somewhere here. I sold again over here, took profit over here. Okay, took profit over here. Then I was now see I was expecting price to at least take out the equal lows over here, right? Then, or I sorry, I did take it out. Did he take it out? Yeah, I did take it out. So I took it out, and then I realized, why is it, why is it spiking up and spiking down like this? Because there should be a reason as to why it's spiking, right? So then let's play it a bit more. Okay, then I saw the 1 hour order block. So what does that mean? This means that it is engineering liquidity. Okay, it is engineering, and then it takes out the low resistance liquidity as well. Now, is it working inside of a dealing range? Yes. Stop hunt up, dealing range high, dealing range low. Are we in discount? Yes. Discount pricing as well. 1 hour order block. Now you see, why is it respecting the 1 hour order block? Because the narrative is what? Bullish daily. Bullish daily. Daily hasn't reached any particular point of interest in which it wants to look for sell side delivery, that extended sell side delivery, right? So we have that. Now now the buy that I'm in right now, I don't know why it's not showing over here, but okay. Probably when I press the export direction. So uh, stop hunt down. Do we have a change in the state? No, we want to see the sell side. We want to see sell side being overtaken by buy side. That's when we know that okay. So this order block has actually caused a change in order flow from bearish order flow to bullish. So let's see. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, this. Now guys, here. Now what's this portion here? Redeliver, rebalance. Redeliver, rebalance. So this is the point of old order flow, and this is redeliver, rebalance, right? Point of old order flow, redeliver, rebalance, gets balanced, and with Bitcoin, it's never too accurate. There's some whipsaw action over here, and then finally it goes higher. Finally it goes higher. So if you then see, that's where it is right now. Over here, right over here, can we trust? Could we trust this to hold? It's unlikely, right? It's unlikely. But if it does, it will just come down
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see how you said that this portion right here, it is it that the fact that this don't have any PD array for one of the main reasons why this actually rebalanced up here and took up because it's no reason to mitigate anything in this area, or is it another reasoning behind the rebalance that you
This
know
this rebalance over here.
I got you. So basically like we are in basically saying like there's no reason for price to mitigate out of this area.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
So it just rebalanced up here.
Yep. So it rebalanced up over there, and then you see it goes up, right? Now see, where does it go up to? It goes up to another point of clean price action, right? So which is expected. So when we see a reaction from here, was it over there? Yeah, over here, right? You see where the reaction happened. If I draw a line for you over here, where the reaction happened, it happened here on this candle, right? So now when it takes this order block, and while having equal relative equal highs over here, then it will try to take out sell side liquidity, right? So
Yes.
when we look at the sell side liquidity that's existing over here, right here, you can see it tried to come here. Let's see if it took it out first. This was low 44391.28, 44392.04. So no, it's relatively equal, right? It's relatively equal, meaning that if price goes no sorry if price is going to come down from here, it will definitely come down here and then go higher. Yeah. So it's like game line. So this portion I'll explain this portion to you guys after we speak about shift in market structure, because then it will all tie in. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So that's that. Let's take this out. So that's the buy. So that's my buy. So I bought when price went up, it came down. And when it went up like this with this big wick, I did not wait for the close. That was my bad, but I still got a okay entry point. So I bought over here at this fair value gap scenario. Okay. Uh, let's go to the 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay. High, high. You have the low, right? You have the low right over here, one that we just spoke about, meaning that we have engineered liquidity, right? Engineered liquidity that could be taken out by this move that's coming down. Okay, by this move that is coming down. So that's something that we can't stop. So what we'll do is we'll move the stop here. Okay. So now here and also over here, you can see that there was a volume imbalance, right? Volume imbalance here, and there's a volume imbalance here. Now, that could be a reason, if price decides to come down, that could be a reason for price to come down, take out liquidity over here and react from the volume imbalance. Okay, that's something that could be used to go higher. But I digress. So, looking at the 5 minute again, if you look at, okay, we just spoke of this. If you look at another example of a change in state of delivery on, for example, this portion here, it's universal, right? If you look at it anywhere on the chart, right, it's better if it's at the correct time of day. But even if it's outside of the correct time of day, you can just observe and see whether what you're thinking is right or wrong, right? So look at this spot here, right here. See price stop hunts down, up. Now this here was the last point of what, bearish order flow for this region, right? But for this entire portion, because you can see the swing high here, right? The swing high here. But for this entire portion here, from which price broke market structure, this was your last sell side delivery. It had large body, and then these don't matter because it's all wiki, it's all wiki, right? So there's more sell side delivery that's happening over here. So this here is your last sell side delivery, and you draw that out here. Now the next part is context. Do we have the proper context? So let's see if we have the context. So go 15-minute chart. Yeah, this one. So sub unmitigated portion of this big order block, which is stuff that we already know, or you can call it this as well, the unmitigated portion of this order block. So, uh, guys, here, that's your cell.